Heartland Journal's 3 and 3 Election Watch South Carolina special. We honor the legacy of Lindsey Graham as we look toward the future. Welcome back to another Heartland Journal's 3 and 3 Election Watch special. This time focused on South Carolina's special election. This special primary election is for the Senate seat vacated by Republican Lindsey Graham, who died in July. It was just on June 9th when Senator Lindsey Graham won his primary for a fifth term with 57% of the vote. The 2026 special Republican primary runoff is on Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. South Carolina primaries are open, meaning any voter can participate in any one party's primary. This election being such a short turnaround time poses a significant challenge, said Isaac Kramer, Executive Director of the Charleston County Board of Voter Registration and Elections. We've actually seen voter fatigue with that, he said. We've seen fewer voters cast a ballot in this election season in August, he added. Voters who see ads attacking South Carolina candidate Representative Ralph Norman as insufficiently MAGA might be surprised to learn about the major donor behind those messages. Ralph Norman, mega traitor, reads one ad from the Invest in Tomorrow Coalition PAC. Ralph Norman betrayed President Trump by endorsing against him in 2024. Ralph Norman is a MAGA traitor, it says. According to filings with the Federal Election Commission, the PAC received more than 88% of its funding, $6 million out of $6.78 million from one man, Chris Larson. So, is Larson a Trump donor? Far from it. He contributed $1 million worth of cryptocurrency to Future Forward, a PAC supporting then Vice President Kamala Harris in 2024. In May, he told Politico he was a big believer in Gavin Newsom for the 2028 Democrat presidential primary, and he plans to boost California's Democrat governor any way we can. Larson in May called the PAC's advocacy political warfare, according to Politico. The worst that you want in a political fight is for your opponents to think you're weak, Mr. Larson said. He is not the only green energy advocate backing the PAC. Mark McCall, who led the DOE under Obama, contributed $200,000. Jigar Shah, who directed the same office under Biden, contributed $50,000. Michael Brune, former Sierra Club director, co-founded the PAC. Kalshi Politics has South Carolina Republican Senate special primary runoff winner odds, with Darlene Graham 68%, Ralph Norman 32%. If anything, it goes to show negative advertising still works. Even in red state South Carolina, I miss Reagan's 11th commandment. Thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican when pleading for party unity. Also shows open primaries are a really bad idea. Is Darlene Graham actually a woke leftist masquerading as a Republican? You can watch her gush over DEI. I want to be a leader in that. Now it makes sense why liberal PACs are spending millions to get Graham elected. If you still vote for Graham over Ralph Norman on Tuesday, August 25th, you're likely no conservative. You might be a useful idiot. What's so odd is that there isn't one shred of evidence of Darlene Graham's support of Donald Trump before Lindsey's passing. Not even a single social media post. She didn't even vote in the 2024 primary or the 2016 general election. Trump is a China hawk. All she had to do in the debate was repeat his position on China. It's obvious she didn't pay close enough attention to what Trump says to be able to do even that, something a fan could do. Yet, in Myrtle Beach, Trump urged voters to support the sister of his ally, Lindsey Graham, the foreign policy hawk. I think Lindsey respected Darlene more than any other person he knows, including me. Something is wrong. Is the power of a Trump endorsement fading? His choices in Wyoming and Florida House primaries lost on Tuesday. Also among recent losers, Mike Lindell and Andy Ogles in Tennessee. These come after losses in Georgia, Michigan, and Iowa. All right, with the SC Senate special, the mail is mailed, TV buys placed, and polls likely completed. Let's talk regions. The big counties, Greenville and Spartanburg, 65,298 total votes. They don't vote uniform, but get paired. In Greenville, Congressman Norman received 17,368 votes in round one, compared to Senator Graham's 9,899. Mark Lynch received 4,344 votes and has endorsed Norman. Congressman Fry received 4,770 votes and endorsed Graham. Former Governor Sanford finished third in Greenville with 13.33%. Where his votes go is fascinating to watch. He had a mixture of the old guard in Greenville, along with some fiscal conservatives. Greenville had 42,942 total votes. In Spartanburg, Norman did well with 8,493 votes compared to Graham's 5,427. That's a 2-point shift toward Graham. It's not huge, but every little bit makes a difference. Fry finished fourth with Sanford and Lynch holding par. There's more growth potential for Graham in Spartanburg than Greenville. Spartanburg produced 22,356 votes. Norman is best organized in his home county of York and Anderson. With early vote up, his campaign is bullish. One thing to note is the split in pro-life organizations in upstate. This gives Team Graham potential for growth. Tri-counties, Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester, 39,882 votes. Graham's team did well here with 14,040 votes. That's an 8,310 vote deficit for Norman. The big story is where Sanford's votes go in the 1st District. Sanford is a well-known name there. Were they voting for Sanford's ideology or the brand they know? Norman got Sanford, Graham got Honeycutt. Their effect may be significant in the 1st. Fry also did well here. Midlands, Richland, and Lexington, 36,074 votes. Graham performed well with 13,769 votes versus Norman's 6,328. Both counties vote uniformly. Graham got 38% in Lexington, and Graham got 37% in Richland. Norman got 18% in Lexington, and Norman got 18% in Richland. He ran a 7,441 deficit here. In the Midlands and Low Country, Norman has to overcome a 15,751 vote deficit. McMaster just endorsed Graham. Sanford did well in Richland. Early voting is up significantly in both Lexington and Richland. Horry County, 32,630 votes. It rightfully gets discussed as one of the largest Trump counties in the state. Graham finished second here with 11,523 votes compared to Norman's 2,760. A lot of intrigue going on. Where does Fry's 13,783 votes go? If all go to Graham, that's almost 25,000 votes to overcome. Horry saw a dip in early vote. Did the rally boost turnout? Norman's share must grow statewide. York County, Norman's home county. He received 48.93% in round 1 compared to Graham's 26.97%. Early vote was a promising sign at 112%. Norman has to turn out every last vote here. Beaufort County, Hilton Head. Graham received 45.98% compared to Norman's 15.96%. Sanford did well. It falls into the Savannah media market, a quirk for a vote-rich county. Early vote was down slightly. Anderson County CD3, 17,784 votes. Pretty evenly split with Norman at 32.7% and Graham at 29.55%. Norman has a strong Freedom Caucus network. Congresswoman Biggs stayed out. Early vote up at 113%. Aiken County CD1. Graham did very well at 40.64%. It gets media from Augusta. Fry got 21%. Mid-tier counties, a circle around the middle portion of the state that could be the swing. Laurens, Newberry. Greenwood, Sumter, and Kershaw represent about 22,000 votes. Underrated, but impactful. Smaller counties. Verde Odom and Marlborough County has a virtual machine with at least 57% vote share. Verde went against Fry for Norman. Marlborough is one example of where grassroots matter most. Anyways, there you have it, a general guide of what to look for. I know it's a lot. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Heartland's Election Watch 2026. Doom Spiro Sparrow while I breathe, I hope. See you next time on 3 and 3 and 7 from 7. 3 and 3 is a Heartland Journal copyright, all rights reserved, glory to God.